Hey, it's Jess. Welcome back. Today I'm here with another Way Back Wednesday where I will be talking about all the books that I read in February of 2022. Looking at my Goodreads, I read a total of 7 books. All of them were new, none of them were rereads. I read one nonfiction book in February. That book is Why We Sleep by Matthew Walker. This is a book that I had gotten when I had gone to visit my mom earlier in the year. Well, no, like the last year, because this is in February. So this was the time when I was trying to read books on my shelf. I've always been interested in sleep and how to get better sleep because I feel like I don't sleep well. I don't remember a lot about this book. I remember enjoying it when I read it. It taught me a lot about circadian rhythm and how it changes as you grow. Like teenagers have a different circadian rhythm than, young children or adults. And as we get older, it changes. So it was pretty sciencey, obviously, because it's about why we sleep. But overall, I really enjoyed that one. The next 2 books on my list, I did not read them back to back, but I'm going to talk about them at the same time because they're in the same series. Those books are Barbarian Alien and Barbarian Lover by Ruby Dixon. These are books 2 and 3 in the Ice Planet Barbarian series. In February, I was again snowed in. We had a very rough winter that year. And so I was listening to these as audiobooks while I was doing other stuff around the house. Again, like I talked about last time, they're not great books. They're spicy alien books. They follow characters from the first book. In Barbarian Alien, you are following one of the aliens. I don't remember what they're called. He's kind of like the outcast and the rough guy. He kidnaps one of the women from the wreck and they go off into a cave and, they fall in love because that's what these books are. In Barbarian Lover, I think that's one where the alien, his previous mate had passed away. And so he wasn't supposed to mate again, but then he falls in love with this human because it's a spicy romance book. I stopped reading them after this because I had other things to do. But again, if you're looking for a really ridiculous, spicy alien series, check out Ice Planet Barbarians. The next book I read was The Great Hunt by Robert Jordan. This is the second book in the Wheel of Time series. They are going on a hunt. Pretty self-explanatory. I know that they go to an abandoned city and they all kind of converge. Like there's 2 groups going on quest. They come back together and then at the end they save another village. I don't remember very much about it. It's high fantasy. It's Wheel of Time. Again, there are 14 or more books in this series. So, check out the show. Again, I know nothing about the show. I don't know if it only follows the first book or if it follows more than that, but I have read the second one. It's about a great hunt. The next book I read was The Awakening by Carolyn Peckman and Susan Valenti. This is the first book in the Zodiac Academy series. One of my friends had been reading these and suggested that I check them out. It was on Kindle Unlimited, so I downloaded it. In this book, you are following a set of twins. They are orphaned and have recently turned 18. They find out that they are actually fae, so they go into this other realm where there's a school for other fae. And you find out that these 2 girls are supposed to be the princesses of this realm, but when their parents died and they disappeared, the realm has been taken over by 4 families, and so the 4 heirs are also at school. There's different houses, there's different kinds of fae. It turns into a smutty fae book. I liked the first one enough that I have read more of them. I was very upset. It is like bully romance, but not as much romance, just really, really mean guys picking on these 2 girls. And that made me really mad. But I finished the first book and then I kept reading more of them. The next book I read was The House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J. Maas. That is the first in the Crescent City series. In this, you are following Bryce. Her best friend has died. Then something goes missing and she has to fight against angels, demons. She has to fight against something. Oh, someone's trying to open up all these gates and like let these demons into their city, and there's different gates, and there's anyway, it's another, like, she's a human, half fae. It's another fae, spicy fae book in a different way because it's Sarah J. Maas, and that's what she writes. She writes spicy fae books. I really liked this book at the time, but obviously it didn't stick with me because I don't remember anything else about it. The last book I read was Reminders of Him by Colleen Hoover. At the time, I was in an online book club, and this is the book that they had chosen to read. It is about a woman who has come back to a small town and in search of her daughter because her daughter was taken away because her boyfriend died. She got him killed, or people think she killed them. So she comes back to the town to reunite with her daughter, who doesn't know anything about her, but she ends up falling in love with like her ex's best friend, something like that. I don't remember. I didn't like this book. I don't like very many Colleen Hoover books. Again, I only read this one because I was part of a book club, and I, again, don't remember anything else about it, so clearly it didn't stick with me either. So those are all the books that I read in February of 2022. Pretty mediocre month. I don't think I would reread any of the books that I read. Maybe the first Zodiac Academy, just because I've only read 4 of them and there's 8. So I might reread that one just because I like to reread, series before I continue on in them. But besides that, the rest of the books were meh. And luckily, it looks like my next few months get better. Now I want to know, have you read any of these books? What did you think? All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.